Hello, it's Thursday. Welcome to Naturally Inspired Radio. Thank you so much for joining us. A beautiful day here in northern Colorado. Gosh, it is lovely. I got outside today. I hope you did too. To get your workout in, get your movement in, whatever that may be. You know, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how you're moving your body. It only matters that you're moving it. But I was out running today, and it is absolutely gorgeous day. Did about 3 miles today. It's all I had time for. But it was absolutely gorgeous. The sky is so blue and beautiful. Just taking in nature every day brings me such peace. And I can't imagine not getting outside every day. You know, so if you're stuck in a routine where you don't get outside, just breaking that routine, making the conscious effort to get outside, I guarantee you is going to improve the way you feel every day. That's how powerful it is to connect to nature and get outside. I have a few community announcements today. Anita McAllister is here in studio. She is here at the radio station, and she is collecting signatures for the Pro-Life Ballot Initiative. This is an initiative to get this issue on the ballot. So come down and sign her petition. I'm gonna take this to an event I'm going to tonight, and hopefully we can get her some signatures. There are people out in your community doing things to make a difference, and I love that. So let's support them as they're out, putting in the work. Thank you, Anita, for doing that. What else do I have? Oh, yes. Jason told me, Angel Cushing. She is going to be in Longmont tonight. A good friend of mine, Marianne Niehaus, has a wonderful group in Longmont called Patriots Serving Patriots. And, she is bringing in Angel Cushing from Urban Collaborative tonight. Let me see if I can read this. Okay, so the meeting time is at 7 o'clock to 9 p.m., and the building will need to be, vacated by 9:30, so it's 2 hours. Let's see, Hygiene Historical Building Church, 7861 Hygiene Road in Hygiene. And Angel Cushing of Western Regional Property Rights Coalition will be joining everyone to help everyone in their quest to get our land back. Angel has been abandoned by her parents as a toddler, and the desire to know her personal history drove her for her love of history. She had always questioned everything, and the majority of the members of her childhood home had a criminal record, no longer wanting to be a victim, a participant, or a witness to criminal activity. She chose to speak up. So Angel moved out of her house at a very young age, eventually finding refuge in Job Corps. She enrolled in a community college on her 17th birthday and eventually earned an Associate's of Applied Science, 3 degrees in the field of printing and design. Most of her work she did in this field was volunteer, as the attack on the U.S. on September 11th, 2001 compelled her to advocacy for various military family organizations. So I guess Angel will be talking about probably your rights around land. Is that correct, Jason? Give me a yes. She's going to be talking about your rights around land. And again, that's tonight, 7 o'clock in Hygiene. You can always text in and get the information if you need more information on that. But we're glad that community members are doing stuff. You know, people are active out there, and it's important that we support them. Okay, I have a great show for you today. Stuff I really want to talk about. Super important stuff. The WEF. I'm sure you've heard of it. We've had, I believe it was Jeff Snicer on last summer sometime talking about the C40 cities. Maybe you remember. He had a great analogy of explaining how we are getting, we're getting an open air prison built around us, essentially. And a big part of this is the initiative with the C40 cities. So I have some information on that to remind you that this stuff is still going on. And the mayor of London has actually spoke up about it. So I have a clip from him, and hopefully that will bring more understanding. SWIFT, which is a global bank messaging network. I take it this is like the telecommunications for the finance world. So it's like a secure financial exchange of information platform. Well, let me tell you what they've done. They have introduced a whole new platform for CBDCs. It's a cross-border transaction platform interlinking solutions, to exchange currency in digital form. Maybe you think, okay, what does that have to do with health or whatever? Well, I keep saying, this digital platform that they're pushing us into, it's not going to be limited to finance. It's not going to be limited to, our social credit score. It is going to have our health on there as well. And what better way to mandate you into taking injections or certain procedures or whatever they decide impacts health than withholding your financial access? That's what we're looking at here with this digital currency stuff. It is not just digital banking. We already have that, blah, blah, blah. Man, that really irritates me when people say that. Clearly, because I keep bringing it up. But it does, because it's so ignorant. This is way bigger than any digital banking system, that we already use. So we're going to visit about that. And then Scott Nugent, remember that name? Scott Nugent. He was featured on Matt Walsh's What is a Woman? Remember that movie? He is a detransitioner. So he transitioned from a young age and he regrets it. So he has started his own advocacy work, and today he put out a video that I thought was really interesting. The LGBTQ, that whole organization, they've added an A, and they've added an A for autism. So they're trying to bring in autism into their agenda, and this really fires me up because this is predatory. And this is predatory amongst a population that is vulnerable. Yeah, it's not going to happen. Not on my watch. So we're going to talk about that. And then at the half-hour point, I have Dr. David Kolowski joining us today. Ask the Doctor. I'm so excited for this. So I've compiled a list of some of your questions, and broadly kind of, put them together so that we can get through and hit as many issues as we possibly can. If you don't know who Dr. David Kolowski is, you haven't been listening. You haven't been listening, because the Kolowskis are, of course, doctors in Loveland, Colorado. They own Inside Health. They specialize in chiropractic care and nutrition response testing, quantum testing, all the things. And I think chiropractors are so uniquely skilled in the way that they have become investigators. Really, when someone lands at the doorstep of people like the Kolowskis, it's because they've exhausted a lot of other arenas and they're finally ready to get the help that they need. You are listening to Naturally Inspired Radio. I'm Tammy Cuthbert Garcia. We will be back with all that and more on today's Naturally Inspired Radio. Hi, I'm Tammy Cuthbert Garcia from Naturally Inspired Nutrition. We can help you build a lifestyle, not a diet. Together, we will discover unlocking your food stories, building a food philosophy, eating food for medicine. We'll use a simple swap system. We will use an easy transformation system, and there'll be no more diets necessary. Naturally Inspired Nutrition, helping people feel good so they can do what they love for longer. Get more information or book today at naturallyinspirednutrition.com.
Have a comment or a question for Tammy? Call or text her at 877-536-1360. That's 877-536-1360.
We're back. I know you've heard it, but I'm going to tell you again. We are having the Naturally Inspired Health Summit June 1st in Loveland, Colorado. The doors will open at 8 a.m. We have some fantastic speakers joining us. Of course, Del Bigtree from The High Wire will be there. Joel Salatin will be there, the lunatic farmer. He's going to be talking all things regenerative farming and how we can kind of reclaim our food supply. I'm really excited for that. Dr. Lee Merritt will be there. She is the medical rebel. Dr. Henry Ely. All things natural health and light, and such a gifted speaker. I can't wait to hear his message this year. On top of that, you're going to get to hear a lot of community members speak as well. We have 55 vendors. There is VIP seating. VIP tickets include a VIP goodie bag, reserved seating, front row seating, your name on the seat, which is reserved seating, I would say, coffee and water service, which will be nice. And we also have opportunity for you to get a table for your group. So if you have a nonprofit group or a group that, you work together, you want to come out and represent and support this message, which is real solutions for health. We have tables to do that. So we'll place a sign on the table. We'll reserve it. You also get coffee and water service there, and you can all sit together and represent your organization. General admission tickets are only $50, and right now, when you use KHNC 10, you can get an exclusive discount. We are also looking for sponsors to join us so we can bring more visibility to your business. So we're going to have signs set up from our sponsors. You also get advertising on the radio with that sponsorship, and our online platforms. Our online platforms are growing like crazy right now. It's so exciting. At the top of the page, when you go to naturallyinspiredradio.com, click on the Health Summit picture, and it'll take you right to the website where you can view all of these options. Paper tickets have been ordered, and they will be in the next week or so. Text in to win 2 free tickets this week to the Health Summit. And that number is 970-475-4083. You can also text anything really to that number. If you have a question about Anita being here in studio, you want to sign her petition, you want to come and see Angel Cushing tonight, text in. So it's 970-475-4083 if you need more information. You can bother Jason anytime. He doesn't mind. He really doesn't. He really doesn't mind, really. He's laughing at me. Okay, so let's get to these top stories, though, because they're super important. So, World Economic Forum. By now, you are well-versed in the World Economic Forum, but to all the newbies out there, the new people that have started listening, thank you so much for being here. But the World Economic Forum is something you need to get up to speed on. This is a private group, right? And they say that they don't have any influence over our countries or our political decisions, but that's a lie. Our government is so intricately entwined in corporate America, global corporations, that is just a flat out lie. Of course they do. And we are living it. Unfortunately, we are living it. And we certainly lived it through COVID. But anyway, so way back, when I first started getting crazy and talking about this stuff, I told everyone through the Naturally Inspired podcast that this was the goal. This is the goal. It's an open air type of enslavement. And yeah, I'm not being hyperbolic here. It really, truly is. You want the government to control what you eat, how you transport yourself, whether you have your kids in what school or not school, what you post on social media, what your health choices are, how you're raising your kids. You want your government involved in all that? Then go ahead and get yourself signed up for a 15-minute city. Go ahead and get yourself signed up for a digital ID. Because if we can't unite on this issue, we're going to lose what we have here. This is so, so important. So, if you're still thinking, yeah, but I don't like this and I don't like that, we can fight about all the other little stuff later. Okay. And certainly, when we have things under control, that will be fine. But right now, things are spinning out of control, and we are on the verge of nobody having any freedom at all. And this is what it looks like. Let's cue up that clip, Jay, from the Mayor of London. He describes very point blankly now what a 15-minute city actually is. Take a listen.
cities is something that the WEF has created called C40, and it's called C40 cities. I would urge you to certainly look on the internet about it, and then go to all of the TikTokers and see what they're really saying. Basically, you won't be able to drive a petrol or diesel car anymore. You'll have to buy electric. If you want food, you will get a calorie-controlled system sent to you by text saying, this is what you can eat today. This is what you can have today. If you violate any of these things, they'll freeze your bank account. That is the next step. These are stages in which they're going to implement this stuff. And this was signed up by the WEF, and the WEF has signed up with our mayor in London as the chair. And he has gone around the world to communicate this C40 to all of the countries in the world. And most of the countries are looking at adopting it. Now, I am going to abolish it. It is a hopeless position. We are going to be in an open prison, or shall we say a COVID, for the rest of our lives. We will not be able to work unless it's in our 15-minute city. It's diabolical. It's not a right.
Let me just, send a special message out to the people who say, I don't do anything wrong. I just don't care because I don't do anything wrong. Okay, yeah. You don't think you do anything wrong. Okay. But what about, when the government's telling and dictating to you how many calories you can have in a day? Is that okay? Is that okay if the government tells you how many calories you can have? Oh, I suppose it is because, it's better for your health, right? Well, let me tell you, the government's going to dictate what kind of foods you can eat. So enjoy your Beyond Meat burger and your chemicalized, processed, packaged foods, because any other kind of foods that are harvested from the earth are, of course, against the climate cult. They're going to decide what kind of food you eat. They want to decide what kind of car you drive, that you don't drive a car, in fact, and that even you can't even apply for work outside of your 15-minute city. And if you're listening to me now and you think, this lady's nuts, what is she talking about? This is crazy. Oh, she's being, hyperbolic. No, I'm going to tell you, look at the website. Look at C40.com. Look at it. These cities are terrifying. We're talking about little encampments, and if you think you're going to fly somewhere, you're going to travel, which is, that's the most ironic thing about this, because when I was talking about these 15-minute cities a long time ago, people were like, I said, this digital passport to prove your status of vaccination is really just the entryway into this whole digital enslavement. Oh, you're ridiculous. Oh, you're so crazy. Am I? Look at where we're at now. They're passing this stuff, right? I just covered yesterday that Australia is passing the digital currency. What do you think's coming next? You see, they roll it out nice and slow in stages, so slowly, because, little by little, you get acclimated. And then all of a sudden, one day you're going to wake up and your bank account's going to be frozen because you bought too much beef yesterday. And then you're going to be mad. Oh, you didn't tell us. Listen, we're telling you. And we've been telling you. For 4 years, we've been telling you. It's time to listen and unite. And we can fight about all that other stuff that we care so deeply about later. But let's preserve the big things, okay? Let's preserve our freedom and keep the government out of our lives, especially when it comes to our health. Because clearly, they are not the people we want advising us on our health. Just look at some of these health ministers. Are they the picture of health? I don't know about you, but I don't follow people who give me advice about health if they're sick themselves. It's just not the way it should work. Swift, and here's further proof. Swift, which is a global bank messaging network. So this is a secure financial platform that exchanges, transactions all over the world. They have come out and announced yesterday that they've set up a seamless introduction of CBDCs for cross-border transactions as interlinking solution finds more use cases. So this is out of Brussels. Swift is, and they're setting it up. I don't know how else to convey that this is going to happen. Right now, I don't know. It's inevitable. Like I don't know that it can be stopped at this point, but certainly we can have better people in there to regulate it and to make sure that our freedoms are protected and not used as a weapon against us. That this tool is not used as a weapon against us to get us to bend a knee to the climate cult, to get us to eat certain foods, to buy certain products, to say certain things. Like imagine, it's endless what they can control when they have their grasp on your bank account. Just look at what happened with the Canadian trucker convoy, right? I mean, I just read the other day on Twitter a woman who said in her tweet that her account was frozen for 2 weeks. She couldn't pay childcare. She couldn't buy groceries out of her account because she had donated a measly $10 to the trucker convoy. So if you think your government won't freeze your bank account, you're out of your mind. You're out of your mind. Unite with us. Together, we can stop this infringement upon our freedom. And how do we do that? We come together and we start community commerce. We purchase stuff with each other. We don't feed our adversaries. The very message we must send them is we're not buying your stuff anymore. We are not. Next up, I want to cover Scott Nugent from Matt Walsh's What is a Woman? Let's go ahead and cue up that clip. Scott is a trans activist against transitioning. And here's what he announced today about the LGBTQ cult.
So recently, the Queer Society, the new LGBTQ, has added a new letter, and that letter is A, which stands for autism. Autism now has been added to the Q, and you have to ask yourself why. Why is that? So real quickly, not going to be a real long video, I'm going to break down why the LGBTQ plus is so interested in autistic kids. Now, 1 in 36 children that are autistic will consider themselves transgender and in need of medical transition, as most kids kicking and screaming, asking their parents to please medically transition me, give me puberty blockers, all that kind of stuff. And there is a very, very specific reason to why that is. The majority of children, like myself, that claim to be transgender or born in the wrong body have what's called comorbidities.
So, oh man, this really is upsetting. So this group, LGBTQ, it's ironic because these people, like, I had no problem with LGBTQ forever. I thought, adults, live your life. I want to be free. I want to respect your freedom. I've got no issue. This is fine. I'm totally fine with this. Until it really radically started changing in the last 4.5, 5 years. And it became very cult-like. These groups, their tenets become so intense, like a cult, that you cannot criticize them. And then they start pulling as many people into the group. Join our group, join our group, join our group. Much like a cult. And that's what's happening here. See, if you're confused, if you don't really feel like you fit in, we'll take you. We will take you. And that's what this is. And these children that have a diagnosis of autism are very vulnerable because they're already feeling like outsiders. They're already feeling, where do I belong? And the LGBTQ cult says, you belong here. No, you don't. No, you don't. Let's talk a little bit more about that before we bring on Dr. David Kolowski for Ask the Doctor. You're listening to Naturally Inspired Radio. Stay tuned. Introducing Truth 360 vitamins for your skin. Support your skin chemistry with a skincare routine of quality products that have been meticulously crafted for radiant, healthy skin. Experience your skin's true potential by supporting it with all natural ingredients, free from harmful chemicals. Unveil the truth, find your glow. Visit naturallyiinspiredsolutions.com/skin. Call or text 970-475-4083.
Oh yeah, what a night.
I'm so excited. Some people have come in to sign Anita's petition. That's community. I love it. naturallyinspiredradio.com. Subscribe to our daily newsletter and get a video version of this show delivered to your inbox the very next day. You can subscribe to my personal Substack. I just put out a Substack this morning. Just some quick strategies to get yourself on track. I know it can be overwhelming when you make the decision, I want to get healthier. I want to do things different. But my Lord, there is a lot of information and I don't know where to start. So just a quick Substack that you can read through. It takes like 2 minutes to read through it, and it'll just give you a few strategies on how to get started. And that's the kind of stuff you get when you subscribe to my Substack. When you go to naturallyinspiredradio.com, there's a quick video on there about my favorite foundational supplement, and I am loving this supplement even more every day. I know it's because it has a low molecular weight and it's BioCell collagen, and so my body is sucking it up. That's what I feel like. I feel like it's just taking it in and putting it to use. So some of the things I've noticed is my skin is improved, the range of motion of my neck, and now in my hips, I'm noticing an increase in range of motion. So, and also I just feel like more grounded. So I think it's, because it supports your nervous system as well. Today we have a special offer, $25 off your 2 bottles. You get free shipping with your subscription. Also, you get $25 off your next order of subscription. So 50% off of working with me. So if you want to have a quick strategy session, you can get 50% off of that when you purchase the collagen today. Also, you get access to our exclusive newsletter and free downloads and giveaways. Jason is the king of value. I'm going to start calling him that because he's always like, no, you got to give him more. You got to give him more. He's just so all about value. So he will make sure you get your money's worth. Click the button on the website to get today's special, or you can also text or call directly 970-475-4083 to get connected to that collagen. Dr. David Kolowski is a Webster certified chiropractor in Loveland, Colorado, and is the co-founder and co-owner of Inside Health and Busy Moms Health Revival with Dr. Lauren, his wife. He's currently focused on research, writing, and teaching right now. He graduated in 2010 from the Palmer College of Chiropractic, and he's become an accomplished public speaker and author with 2 best-selling books to his credit, including the acclaimed The Night Before Wellness. Dr. David, how's it going today?
Very good, Tammy. How about yourself?
Doing well. Oh, I'm loving this spring weather. I tell you what, I'm so excited. I have compiled a bunch of questions from listeners and just kind of, I get many questions. And then lately I've been getting a lot of questions about the collagen because I've been talking about it so much because I'm just so happy with my own results and some of my clients' results that I can't help but talk about it. So I want to address some of these questions. A couple of different listeners emailed in to ask about tendon repair. They would like to know if collagen helps tendon repair. Can you repair your tendons?
It can. There's actually evidence about that in literature. So essentially, you have to give the body the correct building blocks to make the repair, and that means giving it like material. So collagen is a supporting structure for pretty much every part of your body. It's the foundation. It's the scaffolding of every cell or every organ. And so if you're going to heal the ligaments, if you're going to heal muscle tears, if you're going to heal bone, if you're going to heal any organ that's damaged, you need to give it the proper nutrients, including collagen, to help to get your body to put that all together.
That makes sense. Last week, I think it was last week, Dr. Lauren talked about the increase in ACL tears and stuff like that in young athletes. That was shocking. And I went and I looked it up because I wanted to share it with someone I know. And there it was. It was a whole article, a whole study saying, the reasoning why this could be happening. But does it help with prevention as well? And should our kids be on it?
Oh, of course. The more you help to strengthen those parts of your body before you injure them, the more resilient they are going to be when you put them through a very stressful situation that could cause injury.
That makes sense. My son practices mixed martial arts, and I've got him on the collagen now because I did read some stuff. I've read some stuff about creatine and helping, as a mother, this is the worst sport my kid could have ever picked, right? He goes and gets beat up several nights a week. Who wants to do that? But of course,
True.
I have to allow it because he absolutely loves it. And it's done so many wonderful things for him that I would never deny him that. But it does make me feel a little bit better now that he's on the collagen. Is this, how is this supporting that? Does it offer any support in terms of impact?
Oh, well, tremendously, yes. So just like we said before, it's supporting every tissue in your body. And so if you can strengthen them and make them more resilient and build up more reserve capacity for them to take more stress and take more damage, in those moments, then he's not only going to actually have less injury overall, but he'll recover faster when he does have an injury, especially as he keeps taking the product.
Yeah, I really am noticing that it's a compounding product. That's probably not the right word to use, but that's what it feels like to me. It feels like I see a little bit of improvement, and then I'm like, oh, this is just keeps kind of building, and I almost feel like my neck is unsticking. It really is it's a strange thing. It's a strange thing, but that's what I'm experiencing.
Right. We have somebody in our group of colleagues who has actually been on this for nearly 10 years because they've been a part of this company for basically since they started. And this lady is in her 60s, but you would not know that looking at her. She has reversed her aging process, and she's now like a fitness model online, and she's amazing. She's showing her shots in the gym, doing pull-ups and doing all kinds of exercises that you wouldn't think a 65-year-old woman would be able to do.
Wow, that's amazing. I love those kinds of stories. So can collagen help with osteoporosis? That was another, I got 3 different emails about osteoporosis. This is a real concern, especially, of course, for women. So does it help with any of that concern?
There are scientific journals that do show that. Collagen is very beneficial for repairing injuries, but also helping to replace and restore deficiencies or diseases caused by deficiencies, osteoporosis, osteopenia, sarcopenia. These are all conditions of wasting where, basically it's the idea of if you don't use it, you lose it. But there's also several other factors that can play into osteoporosis. It's more of an absorption issue or maybe their malnutrition issue. They're not absorbing the calcium and other nutrients that are in their diet properly. And also what's interesting is even though there are plenty of scientific journals supporting this idea that collagen can support these conditions, what's interesting to note is that this particular collagen is the only one that has nearly 40 scientific studies that's been performed on, and most of these are human, double-blind, randomized, placebo-controlled studies. No other collagen product can make that claim.
That's very interesting. And when we come back, I'm going to have to ask you, what is osteopenia? And we're going to talk about sarcopenia, too. All that and more when we come back. We're talking to Dr. David Kolowski from Inside Health. We'll be back after this short break.
Did you know that over 40 million adults in the United States suffer from anxiety? Renew Remedy understands the struggles of anxiety, depression, PTSD, insomnia, and addiction. That's why we offer natural solutions to help you find peace and balance in your life. Call 970-966-8419. That's 970-966-8419 to learn more about our special offer or visit renewremedy.com.
Have a comment or a question for Tammy? Call or text her at 877-536-1360. That's 877-536-1360.
Dr. Lauren Kolowski did a video on her Instagram today, and boy, did it resonate with me. I feel like Dr. David and Dr. Lauren are medical wreckage specialists. That's what I'm going to start calling them. She explained how, you can go through the allopathic model, the standard medical model, and get put on medications, have things cut out, have things done to you, and then those cause other problems, which she called medical wreckage. And what they do, they specialize, because they've worked with probably thousands of people now, in kind of peeling back the layers and discovering what is your or problem and what is medical wreckage and how they can fix it. They're just so well versed in this now after 14 years. So if you have health issues or concerns, you need to work with Dr. Lauren Kolowski at Inside Health. She specializes in inflammation and parasites, gut issues, all kinds of things. And she has a huge online audience that's listening to her now and following her. And anyone can work with her, which is awesome, anywhere in the U.S. or even Canada. I think she might even have patients in Canada now, Jason. I think so. I'm not sure, but I think she does. The point is, she's helping people all over the world reclaim their health. And that's really, really exciting. And that is the change that we want to see. That is what we do, connect people to real solutions for health. So you can reach them, or reach Dr. Lauren at InsideHealth.com. Or you can call at 970-685-8060. That's 970-685-8060. Dr. David, I want to learn a little bit more about osteopenia, because I know what it is, but I'm sure, lots of people listening might not know what it is. And who has it? Where does it come from? Tell us a little bit about it.
Sure. So osteopenia is basically the early stages of osteoporosis. It's like lower level, kind of like being overweight compared to being obese. So it shows up as a slight decrease in bone mass, and there are several different causes for it. So it can either be from a malabsorption issue, a dietary insufficiency issue, there's not getting enough calcium, magnesium, phosphorus, different components that your body uses to build bone. It can also be from lack of exercise, lack of use, the whole use it or you lose it idea. Mm-hmm. And what's interesting, though, is that we consider this to be kind of an old person's disease, or as you get older, you're more susceptible to it. And we also, as soon as somebody gets diagnosed with this, they throw a bunch of calcium supplements at them, or these drugs that make their bones very strong but also brittle. And so the question is it really a dietary issue? Is it a lack of calcium issue? I would contend that if you look at an adult's diet compared to the average child of today, look at the average school child, they're probably eating a lot more healthy meats or healthier meats or vegetables or a wider range of foods. So it's not necessarily, in our opinion, it's not necessarily a malnutrition issue as much as it is a malabsorption issue. So they're not digesting their food properly. Their stomach acid isn't working correctly. Their enzymes aren't working correctly. And so when we've seen these patients in the past, we work on their digestion potential, and then they start processing their food different. And then lo and behold, their bones actually start to remodel.
Wow, that's fascinating. So it's almost a side effect of like a really sedentary lifestyle. Would you agree?
It can be one of the factors. So there's actually, it's important to point out that your bones are living tissue just like anything else in your body, and they will change and alter themselves as time goes on. There's actually a physiological law called Wolff's Law that says that bone will adapt to whatever forces are put on it. And so the more you use it, the more it's going to strengthen. So a power lifter is going to have much stronger bones than somebody who never works out at all.
Oh, that is interesting. That is interesting. So what do you think then about the kind of push to move to like low impact exercise as we get older? Because they seem to tend to put everybody in a pool and get off of impact as we get older. Do you think that's a good thing? Or do you think we should be, it's almost like a rose bush. I always make that analogy, right? The more you kind of beat it up and prune it back, the stronger it comes back. And I always kind of feel like our bodies are like that. Do you think I'm right with that analogy?
I think you're exactly right. We need to challenge our bodies correctly. We need to challenge our bodies according to how we are living on a daily basis. We're not living in a pool. So if that's the only stress that we encountered, that'd be a great exercise for you. But the impact that we're getting on a pool workout is negligible on your bones and on your cartilage, on your joints. So for somebody who has really achy joints and bones, that may be good in the short term, but you have to build your way out of that and get into higher impact workouts if you're going to really put enough challenge on those bones and joints to be able to grow into that stress.
See, that makes so much sense to me. And this is what's frustrating, because in the standard medical model, as soon as you experience any kind of discomfort, usually the protocol is, sit down, rest, don't move,
right.
And I think that's doing more harm.
Right. We need to give our bodies a chance to heal when they're injured, but we also have to realize we have to keep up with our daily needs on a regular basis. One of the core philosophies that I live by, I actually learned from my football days, not my healthcare training days, and that was you have to practice harder than you need to perform. So when it comes time for game time, if you're putting it all out there on the field at game time, you're going to be totally wiped out, and you won't have anything left in the tank if you need it. So if you can always practice or train your body higher than you need to perform on a regular daily basis at your job or your daily running around with your family or whatever, then you're always going to have a little more left in the tank at the end of the day if you've trained your body correctly.
That makes a lot of sense, because we're training for life. And I think that concept has been lost. Like, you don't just roll out of bed, absolutely do nothing, and you're in peak position for life. This is how, when we pick up a box or we turn in the shower and all of a sudden, we're excruciating pain, something's out of line. It's not because you turned wrong in the shower, is it?
Exactly. That's I hear that all the time. Like, I hurt myself sleeping. Well, was it just because you turned 40? No, it's because your body had adapted to that low state of effort. Mm-hmm. And now something as simple as getting up out of bed tweaked you. And so,
yes, you haven't trained funny, for life. We'll be back after this short break. We're going to finish up with Dr. David Kolowski, Inside Health. Stay tuned.
I get so lost sometimes.
Are you looking for a simple, powerful way to boost your health and wellness?
Gruska's C60 oral supplement detoxifies your body at the cellular level, supporting brain, muscles, joints, organs, and nerve function. Joe's been taking C60 in sunflower oil for 6 months, and it improved his chronic joint pain and inflammation. Visit c-60.com or call 720-600-6040. Tell them Naturally Inspired Radio sent you.
Get boogie down, down home. The boogie down, down home. The boogie down, down home. The boogie down, down. Let's groove tonight. Share the spice of life.
To work with Dr. Kolowski, just visit InsideHealth.com or call 970-685-8060. Want to give you just a quick list of things that this collagen helps with. Also today, we have a special offer, $25 off your order of 2 bottles, free shipping with subscription, $25 off your next order, 50% off of working with me if you want a quick strategy session. You can get that with it. You can call 970-475-4083, 970-475-4083. Take advantage of that order because this is all some of the things. Improves joint mobility, reduces joint discomfort, promotes healthy cartilage and connective tissue, improves muscle tone, reduces wrinkles from the inside out, increases skin's collagen content, improves skin's hydration, firmness, elasticity, on and on. And not to be confused with any other collagen because this collagen has a very special molecular weight, which makes it extremely absorbable. And that means your body can use it. And that's what matters. Because it doesn't matter what you take. If your body cannot use it, it's not really all that beneficial. So you may have some work to do. In terms of your health, and this is a great place to start. I want to ask you, Dr. David, about sarcopenia because this freaks me out. I mean, when I was younger, I was a little shy about my muscular status. I've always been quite muscular for a girl, and girls are supposed to be petite and tiny, and I never was, and that used to really bother me when I was younger. And now I love it. I'm like, I don't care. I have all this muscle. That means I'm going to be able to get off the toilet when I get older. And that's a life goal.
Right.
I'm not going to have my kids help me get off the toilet because I have earned these muscular legs, I'll tell you. And I want to know, is everyone prone to sarcopenia? Does it have to happen?
Well, it's another one of those wasting diseases where if you don't train your body hard enough, if you don't use it, you lose it. And it's something that we see very commonly happen as we get older because we get more sedentary, we have less active days, we're going to the gym less or if at all. And our routine becomes very low-key, very slow, and we just don't have the challenges to maintain the muscle strength in our legs, in our back, in our arms. And we just see this kind of wasting away of our elderly. In fact, it's probably, if it weren't for all the chronic diseases that we eat our way into and live our way into on a regular daily basis, sarcopenia would probably be one of the leading causes of death in older people if we didn't have everything else clouding it up.
Right. That makes sense. When you remember when I was younger and, you hug your old aunt or your old grandma and they just, you could feel how their difference is, how different their body is from when you were right. Young to when you get older. So that's a reality. If you don't lose it, if you don't use it, you're going to lose it. And that's just the fact of the matter. And we should be working on ourselves, training for life. Where can people get in contact with you, Dr. David?
The easiest way is our website, InsideHealth.com. You can sign up for our newsletter there. We try to put out something good about every week. And you can always find us on various social media channels as well. So we're always trying to put some good information out there, inspire you, and just help you out to live your best life.
And both doctors will be at the Naturally Inspired Health Summit this summer. So come out and meet them. I always highly recommend getting to know your practitioner. The one thing I really love, well, there's a lot of things I love about the Kolowskis, but one thing that I really love about them is that you don't need to be intimidated to work with them. Like you shouldn't feel intimidated because both of them have overcome their own health challenges. So there's no need in feeling like any shame in reaching out to them because they'll meet you where you're at. Thank you so much, Dr. Kolowski, for being with us today for Ask the Doctor.
Thank you.
Thank you for listening and watching today's show. We aren't here to tell you what to think, but to inspire and empower you to do your own thinking for better life results. We are being shadow banned, censored, canceled, and deleted simply for sharing our message. Go to contacttammy.com and always stay connected with us. At contacttammy.com, sign up for our latest report on health, freedom, and organic lifestyle. Text the word health to 833-838-1020 and get free access to our community and a chance to win free merchandise and products. Send me a quick message and become a supporter. There are many options available and you will have a direct impact on keeping independent media healthy and growing. Go to contacttammy.com and let's stay connected.